So, I'm looking at the Daily Mail against my better judgment. And there's an article by Maureen Callahan. You know this is going to be a whopper because she is a major hater of Meghan. And so this one she titled, "It's the Mimi Markle Tour. Why didn't Meghan find time to mention cancer hit?" No way. No, she didn't. Why did She goes, "Why didn't Meghan find time to mention cancer hit Kate?" Oh my God. Amid all her self-promo peacocking in Nigeria. I don't know how to respond to that. Sussex Squad, help me. I mean, did this woman really just say that Meghan should have mentioned Kate to the Nigerian people? I mean, what would be the context for that? I mean, what does Kate have to do with the Nigerian people? What does Kate have to do with the Invictus Games? What does Kate have to do with Meghan? Meghan has been told repeatedly by people like Maureen, Callahan, and her ilk to stay out of the UK, to leave, to get out. She has been told repeatedly, whether expressly or impliedly, that she is not even fit to touch Kate's hem on Kate's robes and her dresses and her sweaters, right? She's to keep her distance from Kate. They're not in the same league. They haven't seen each other in years. Kate is an aristocrat by marriage, and Meghan is, they have many choice words for her. What does Kate and Meghan have to do with each other in the first place? Never mind in the second place, where Meghan is on a private tour, a holidays with business mixed up in one with her husband. And she's supposed to mention Kate? Cancer hit Kate or cancer hit Kate not? I mean, Pippa Middleton is not mentioning Kate when she's off on holiday. Camilla isn't doing it. When was the last time I heard Charles mention Kate? Or her husband, William, takes absolutely no questions about Kate. But Maureen O'Callahan, Callahan, whatever the hell her name is saying that Meghan should mention cancer hit Kate in Nigeria. I mean, it's laughable. Should we go forward with this article? I don't even know, because if that's how she's opening, I don't know. I don't think I'm grown up enough to handle this. So she goes, "How's that for a non-royal tour?" No, a non-royal royal tour. Oh, it's even worse than I realized. It's a non-royal royal tour. So it's a royal tour, but Meghan is not royal. So how can it be a royal tour? This is a non sequitur. It's complete BS. It's a non-royal tour or it's a royal tour, but it can't be a non-royal royal tour. It cancels itself. You just said a word salad in like 4 words. Ridiculous, right? A non-royal Maureen. I can't analyze this. Okay, so she goes on. So she says it's a whiplash 72-hour visit to Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. And she's saying that Meghan and Harry are in pursuit of soft power. I like that. I mean, I think that that's exactly what it is them flexing their soft power. And I think it looks like they have a lot of soft power to flex. And I think we're going to be seeing them doing that a lot. They're not taking guns and they're not taking helicopters and ammunition. They're taking goodwill and smiles and, talks and, just of themselves. And they're doing beautiful things and wearing beautiful clothes. But still, it's soft, but it's so powerful. It sends such a powerful message. And I think I can agree with that. I don't think it's in pursuit of soft power. I think it's really spreading and sharing their soft power. So then Maureen goes on to say that, Meghan and Harry had spurred this kind of a trip because they didn't want to do ceremonial drudgeries, and that they saw it as pointless, these photo ops and ribbon cuttings, etc. I mean, look, I don't think that's what Harry and Meghan ever said. So I think that Maureen may not have been at work. She may have taken a day off or something, or a couple of days off when Harry and Meghan actually quit. I think what they said is they wanted their independence, especially their financial independence. I think they said they also offered to work part-time for the monarchy. So clearly they had no objections to the photo ops and the ribbon cuttings and so on, but just on a part-time basis, and that was rejected. I think everybody agrees that that's exactly what happened at the Sandringham summit, but maybe Maureen wasn't on the job yet, or if she was on the job, she may have taken a day or two off, or a sick day. Maybe she had diarrhea. I mean, I don't know. But, she needs to get her story straight, because that's not what the Sussexes said as the reason for them leaving the royal family. Okay? So then she goes on. She starts to tell us about Valentine low. I mean, how low can he go? We're not even going to analyze him because we don't have time. But then she says that, Meghan felt like she should have been paid. And I think that because they're all on Charles's payroll and he does dole out, a few million a year for this, that, and that. So people are paid. It's a job. It's a firm. They call themselves a firm. And they have the working royals. When you work, you get paid unless you're a slave. And, I kind of think they said they're not into, I know they have a fetish for slavery, but I think they said that's no longer a thing. So with that, that's all I have to say about that. When you work, you get paid. It's normal, Maureen. Unless maybe maybe Maureen should agree to have her pay withheld for her shitty articles, her shit show of an article that she writes for the Daily Mail. Let's just withhold that for like 2 or 3 months and see how she likes that. Then it says here, she goes on to say that Meghan and was absent. Meghan, not Meghan and Harry, but Meghan was absent from the Met Gala, as well as Gwyneth Paltrow's party. First of all, I don't think the Met Gala is a standard that Meghan, judges herself by. Oh, I go to the Met Gala, or I'm nobody, or I go to the Met Gala, or I'm not important. I don't think, it's a standard bearer for her and her life and her lifestyle. I don't think she's into it. She hasn't gone for years. So it clearly means that she doesn't prioritize it. She doesn't need it in the way that perhaps others who attend need it. She doesn't need the attention. If she wants attention, she does other things, like make royal tours, right? Why don't we have Gwyneth make a royal tour or something, or call on, some of these other celebrities who go to the Met Gala to go make some royal tours the way Meghan does. She does things her way, in other words. As for Gwyneth's party, again, they may be friends, they may not be friends. They may be competitors, they may not be competitors. Whatever they are, they are. I don't think Meghan is sitting around waiting for invites from Gwyneth Paltrow or anyone else. Gwyneth is perfectly nice, okay? But getting invited to her party or not getting invited to her party does not make or break Meghan's day. Meghan has her own original way of living her life. She has her own lifestyle, which is very different from Gwyneth. Gwyneth has her lifestyle, Gwyneth has her brand, and Meghan has hers. Meghan is busy, you guys. It's not like the rest of us who don't have a life, so that getting invited to the Met Gala or getting invited to Gwyneth's house for a party is the highlight of our year. Surely it would have been Maureen's. But Meghan is, she's making the story. She is the story. She doesn't need Gwyneth. And yeah, this idea that, getting invited to Gwyneth Paltrow is like a whole life-defining moment for Maureen speaks volumes, doesn't it? What else did she say here that we couldn't even bother to try to analyze? Um, she said here, um, capping a week in which Meghan was absent from the Met Gala as well as Gwyneth Paltrow. And Meghan alighted in Nigeria, her self proclaimed motherland, to sing her own praises. I don't know. I mean, I heard people singing Meghan's praises, giving her the title of princess. I mean, the works. I saw fans, swarm around her like she was indeed the most beautiful peacock and wanting just a piece of it, taking her photo and so on and so forth, hanging on to her every word. I mean, adorning her chair with the title Duchess along with her husband, the Duke. I don't know if I would say she was singing her own praises. I would say that she's a confident woman and she doesn't put herself down, and that's healthy. But I don't know that I would say she was singing her own praises. But if she was, again, I think that we all should sing our own praises. I mean, we should be the first ones in line to let everybody know just how much we love ourselves. And we are, we have a healthy love for ourselves first before we can love anybody else. It's normal. If you can't love your own self, you're a hypocrite for saying that you can love others because you don't know what love is. Self-love is the first level of love, right? And then you can talk about loving others. But if you hate on yourself and you don't believe in yourself, how can you give what you don't have? How can you give what you don't have? I think Maureen doesn't understand that because she sounds like someone who doesn't even love herself and her life, right? That's why she criticizes Meghan to this extent. She says here, a country that Meghan has not stepped foot in since the Queen's death, aside from the VIP lounge at Heathrow, where she greeted her husband. I mean, Meghan came to the Queen's funeral and she was blocked from going to Balmoral by King Charles. King Charles told Meghan's husband, don't bring Meghan here. I mean, after that, would you go back, Maureen? Do you have so little self-respect that you would continue in an environment like this? This is an unhealthy environment for this individual, rightly or wrongly. Even if you think Prince Charles the vindictive was justified in saying don't bring her here, you have to admit that the person who is being told you can't come here would be a self-hater to continue to go into an environment where she's hated. You have to admit that, right? It's an unhealthy environment for the individual. She's not wanted there, so she doesn't come. Plus, all of you over the Daily Mail and Independent, the Mirror, the Sun, you also don't want her to come. So she doesn't come. Then you trip over yourselves. She's not coming so that we can pour our piss on her, right? Well, look, get over it. She's done with you, okay? So what else did Maureen say? Meghan, 43% Nigeria, according to her reporting, which in her mind makes her the Nigeria's people's princess. Actually, no, they made her the princess. They said she's a princess. 3 Nigerian kings said that, Maureen. Go do your homework, my darling. What else has she said? I mean, just more crap. Do we want to go through all of it? She says here, they once saw Meghan and Harry speaking to students at a mental health summit because when we think of emotional stability, proportionate responses, and a general healthy, optimistic outlook on life, who among us doesn't think of the Sussexes? Well, I think of the Sussexes for all of those things. I mean, it shows total emotional stability for these two people to be able to continue to function and smile and win and leave their competitors in the dust, dead, fired, or sick when, after everything that they've been through, and they're still able to be so emotionally strong. I mean, for me, that's like a yeah, that's what we all need to be able to do, is to just be strong. And proportionate responses, I mean, that's a subjective question. That's a subjective question. And they dealt with things the way they dealt with things, and that's was their proportionate response, and deal with it. Healthy, optimistic outlook on life. I mean, poster child or children for optimism, I think. What else did the lovely Maureen have to say? Um, she said here, she criticizes Meghan for saying that Lily said, "I see myself in you." As well, it's an interesting statement that she made, but she was probably wearing like her sunglasses or something, and her daughter could see the reflection, and she said that. And quite often, statements are made in one context can be used in different contexts to show, like in a metaphorical sense anyway, to show other things, other points, other ideas, other theories. I think that's as simple as what it is. It's not like Lily looked into her face, there was no reflection, and she said that. She was wearing her sunglasses or something like that when the kid said that, So what? I mean, Maureen, you need some coffee, my darling. Anyway, what else did the dear little Maureen have to say here? She said Meghan was away from her children on Mother's Day. I'm sure that was difficult for her. What do you want me to do? I mean, many of my moms have been away from their kids on Mother's Day, you know? And what else have we got here? Maureen says, she says that Meghan said, it feels appropriate, Meghan said, that although we, of course, are missing our children, I'm missing my babies, it feels very appropriate to be in the motherland and amongst family. Then Maureen says, as if, I've got it, one second, hold on a second. So yeah, I kind of just lost my spot here with Maureen. So she said, if that isn't a slap in the face to King Charles, he needs one. He needs one, so he got one. So what do you want me to do? Who was too busy to see his younger son and to, I mean, look, I think Prince Charles the Vindictive being too busy to see his younger son is his greatest achievement. Kudos to him. I gave him an A plus. Maybe I should give him an A triple plus. Good for you, the world's worst, most vindictive father. I mean, look, great achievement. One of your greatest, most unforgettable achievements, King Charles. I've given him his honors already, Maureen. And to Prince William and Kate Middleton, who have understandably, kept a distance. Well, Kate is definitely keeping her distance. Do we know where she is? Where's Kate? She's definitely keeping a distance. Who was at the horse show the other day with Camilla? Anyway, it says here, Charles and Kate are, of course, fighting their own cancer battle. Charles is not fighting any cancer battle. He was at a garden party the other day. He was at the airstrip the day after that. I mean, he's busy, conducting all of his vindictive acts. He's gonna be okay, okay? As for Kate, I mean, it's a headache question. I have no comments there. Whatever it is, it is. All right? That's not Meghan's problem, Maureen. Stop trying to impose other people's problems on Meghan. Meghan is not their problem, and she is not, and they are not her problem. Okay? Okay, listen, I'm getting bored with Maureen's stupidity. Should we continue on with any of this? Anything else she said that was interesting here? No, I mean, more kind of like bile. It's a lot of bile. But anyway, kudos to Harry and Meghan for that Nigeria trip. That really got their knickers out of, like, it's just wedged someplace uncomfortable. Their knickers are wedged someplace uncomfortable with that trip. And they're just going to have to get over it, right? They're going to have to get over it. Now, we're not saying everybody in Nigeria loves Meghan and Harry. Obviously, that's not true, but a lot of people did. They have a lot of fans. They were given just the red carpet treatment, presidential level security. I mean, it was the most beautiful thing. And it showcased Nigeria, the country, also in such a beautiful and positive light, in a way that I don't think any other royal visitor would have been able to do, because they always want to focus on the mud and the grime and the poverty and the this and the that, as if poverty doesn't exist right on their doorsteps, right? There are a lot of rich people in Nigeria, a lot richer than people in England and the rest of the Western world. So, let's just get our facts straight, Maureen. Anyway, that's all for this one. I've had enough of Maureen and her temper tantrum. Okay, she's having a little temper tantrum. She's upset, and you know what? She has a right to be upset, because the Sussexes are just leaving them in the dust. They're making a mockery of not only them, but also the rest of the royal family and this whole, operation, questioning they leave us questioning whether the royal family really has any legitimacy or purpose or relevance, really, because, you're paying these people billions of dollars every year, billions they owe, they have billions in the bank every year, they get millions more to do services, which means showing up and shaking hands and telling people that they have no taste. I mean, let's get serious. Is that really necessary? That's the question. That's the real question that Maureen needs to ask and answer. Anyway, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Subscribe.